Hello and welcome back to Gasputio Tabletop Football. Been away for a week because I haven't been very well, but no more about that. Let's crack on with what I'm doing here. Now, you may be looking at that behind the goal blue and white terrace and thinking it's not quite in the right place. Bit of camera movement. That's because it's running alongside the pitch and the main Thatcher stand is now awkwardly placed behind the goal. Now, what am I doing here? Well, what I'm doing here is the last two videos I did where I was measuring dimensions of the stands, and then we were looking at all the stuff from Subbuteo Asylum, and I was thinking about, well, it got my mind thinking about what we can build really, and I'm thinking perhaps we need a bit of a change around here. Now, I'm going to move you about a bit, so excuse the jiggling. What I'm thinking is we stick the Thatcher stand looking almost slightly like the Blackthorn end in at the Memorial Stadium, and we put that behind the goal. Now there's going to have to be some jiggling there, so there's a bit of moving here as well. So I got a bit of fencing down here. Now I don't know if you're all aware, but some time ago I super glued all this fencing down because I didn't like it moving around all the time. So the full length of this pitch, the fencing is super glued on. Now that's not a problem for the edge, but if I'm going to move the stands around, I'm thinking that needs to be centered, which will mean somehow getting this up. And then why would I want to do that anyway? Well, there's a couple of reasons when I think about it. Firstly, if I put the blue and white terrace over this side along the edge, I can shove it along, move it along there a bit, take up the fencing that's behind that scoreboard. So put the away end right up in that corner, move that up, so effectively it would be just over the halfway line, and then that would leave from just about where that dugout is up to that end, because this would be shoved along a bit, the Thatcher stand would be shoved along a bit, and we'd have a big old bit of space there that we can build a new terrace or a new stand of some sort. And this is what I'm thinking, because that'll give me something to do. But also, there's another reason for this. Now, I'm going to plonk you down on the counter on the pitch here. Now, if you remember when we were talking about dimensions of stands and when you can reach over them, and I've actually put you in the wrong place. I was talking about the side of the pitch, and because it was a bit of a narrow gap between the frontage of the Thatcher stand and the back of the board that it's on, it was a little bit of a reach to get over. Not impossible, but a bit of a reach. It does affect your play a little bit. Now, with the Thatcher stand behind the goal, that's not so much a problem, because this is right on the edge of the board now. Even if I brought it back an inch like it was over there, just 1 inch, and I could easily stick 1 or 2 inches of timber on, I mean, that's plenty of room for doing goalkeeping. Loads of room. And then over on the side there, where you need to lean over, let's move you back. So over here, now that would create, of course, massive clearance for getting down here, taking little throw-ins. These England players never bloody move very well. So it just gives you a lot more reach. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. But what would happen, effectively, I'd have to get all this out of the way. So we'd have to find a new place for the scoreboard. And then over here, we'd have to move Adam Tutton's little hut. We'd have to find a new home for that. And then I'd have to take these fences up. I don't know if you can see them. I might have to move the camera. Bear with me. Let's turn that round. I've got all that stuff that Gary sent in still piled up. So effectively, once these fences were taken up, this blue and white stand would be all the way over here. I mean, it's given us almost... Move the camera back. It's So the way ends nicely in the corner, quite like that. And then it's given us all that space. I'm going to move you over to it. All that space then to put something in. A new stand, a new terrace. Can utilise some of these seats that we've got. There's the seats. Ah, God. Decisions. This is really sort of opened my eyes to what we can do going forward. I think I'm actually talking myself into this. But nonetheless, I'm not the viewer. You're the viewer. So if you're watching this and you think this is a terrible idea to move things around, then let me know. If you like the idea of Gaspeio Stadium looking more and more like the Mem every single day, then let me know and we can see about keeping the Thatcher's stand behind the goal as it is up at the Memorial Stadium. And if you think having the blue and white terrace and the away end up in that corner, what we call that? The forest end, up by the pitch side scenery. Then, let me know. Obviously, that'll be flat when I take the fences out. I don't want to start taking fences out, before I decide what I'm going to do. But that'll be effectively like that. And then we'd have another bit down there. So, yeah, that's just food for thought, really. Let me know what you think in the comments. And that will create quite a large area which will be down there for a new stand. And of course it will make playing a lot easier. Oh dear. I think I am convincing myself of this already. Okay, until next time when I've made a decision on what we're doing, up the gas.